Hello, my name is Abdullah Salim, and I'm a member of Team 27158 Bass and Ponds. Are you confused by the decode rules or game changes? Well, this video will explain to you everything related to the decode game, as well as changes from the Into the Deep season. The primary scoring element of the decode game is called an artifact. It comes in two variations, a green variation and a purple variation. Both are 5 inches cubed or 12.7 centimeters. There are 12 green artifacts and 24 purple artifacts. At the start of the game, the obelisk is randomized. This will represent the pattern that you will need to follow. We will get back to this later. There are two ways of scoring in decode. You can either put the artifacts on the wall of the square, which gives you 1 point if they don't roll off and are in contact with the wall. You can also shoot them into the square, which will release them onto the ramp. There will be two different positions the artifacts will go to. First, they will go down on the ramp if there's available space. Here, they will be worth 3 points. If the ramp is full, they will simply roll over, which is worth 1 point. This stays for both autonomous and teleop. Now, at the end of autonomous and teleop, pattern points are scored. You gain extra points by following the chosen pattern from the obelisk that was randomized at the beginning of the match. For example, this purple artifact matches this purple artifact, so you gain 2 pattern points. However, these 2 artifacts are not the correct color, so you do not get any bonus for them. Additionally, there are also 2 ways of earning movement points. First is leaving in autonomous when the game first starts. If you are able to leave the robot position that you were in the launch zone, you get 3 points. The second is the base. You can either be partially in the base, which earns you 5 points, or fully in the base, which earns you 10 points. 2 robots in the partial base earns you 10 points, 5 plus 5. However, 2 robots in the full earns you 30 points, as 10 plus 10, an additional bonus 10 points. To help you reach the full points, you are allowed to extend vertically, but only in the last 20 seconds and while being in the base. Otherwise, throughout the entire game, you may not surpass the 18-inch box limit in all dimensions. Another important rule is that you can only hold 3 artifacts at one point. You can either pick them up from the ground or from the base, where the human player will provide the artifacts to the robot. You can trigger this here to release the artifacts from the ramp onto the floor. However, because the field is diagonally oriented, the balls will likely be going into the opponents. Alright, now that we've explained the major scoring of the game, we'll go over the changes in ranking for decode. Rankings are determined like this. The first tiebreaker, which is the main way that the ranking is sorted, is the average ranking points. For this year, the following tiebreakers are average score, then average base points, and average auto points. Previously, the only way you could get ranking points was through winning or tying a match. A win would grant you 2 ranking points, a tie 1 ranking point, and a loss 0 ranking points. However, this has been changed. You will now earn 3 ranking points a win, 1 for a tie, and 0 for a loss. However, you can earn 3 additional bonus ranking points by completing 3 tasks. The first task is the movement ranking point, which is 16 movement points in 1 match. This can be done if both robots on the alliance leave, and then at the end, one of them fully parks, or you have 2 partial parks. The grid ranking points are when you score 36 artifacts total through the square. That means throughout the match, you have to score 36 or more to earn 1 additional ranking point. Finally, the last ranking point you can earn is the pattern ranking point, which is getting 18 pattern points. Since you get 2 points per correct artifact to the pattern, that means you have to have a minimum of 9 correct pattern artifacts by the end of Teleop and Auto combined. These ranking points are now things that you should focus on, not just winning or losing, because they will directly impact your position in the leaderboard. Alright, so that's it for the leaderboard, but how about advancement? There have been changes to that this year as well. Going here, we'll quickly go over the old system. The old system just had a simple list where you went through one by one. So the first would be Inspire 1, then the Winning Alliance Captain, then the Winning Alliance Pick, Inspire 2, Inspire 3, and so on, where it repeats between 1 robot and 1 award. However, this system wasn't very fair, as a Winning Alliance Captain would go before a Pick who was also 1 Inspire 2. In order to slightly improve the system, there have been new changes, which is points. The first way of earning points is through placement, where you can earn a maximum of 16 and a minimum of 2. This is based on the final placement of the game, where the first place team will gain 16 points and the last place team will earn 2. However, most teams will be earning from around the middle. Next, there's the Alliance points, which are 20 maximum. These points are earned for both teams in the Alliance. If you're part of the first Alliance, you get 20 points each. The second Alliance is 19 points, the third is 18, the fourth is 17, and so on until that is the entire event's alliances. Then, you gain more points for actually winning in the playoffs, maximum of 40 and a minimum of 5. Both teams earn these points that are on the Alliance. The Winning Alliance gets 40 points per team, the finalist gets 20 per team, third place gets 10 per team, and fourth place gets 5 per team. This is regardless of event size. Anything below 4th will not earn any points from playoffs. Now, we'll go over how you can get points from awards. First is the Inspire Award, where the first place gets 60 points, the second place gets 30 points, and the third place gets 15 points. Now, this is another change, which is that all awards are now equal, including Judge's Choice. The first place will earn 12 points, the second place will earn 6 points, and the third place will earn 3 points. This way, the rankings can prioritize teams that earn from both the awards and from robot performance. This allows for more balanced teams instead of having to focus on one award or purely winning. This has been a quick overview of the changes that have occurred in the DECODE season so far. Of course, this is not a comprehensive list. Make sure you check out the game manual and read everything else on the FTC website. However, this should help as a starting point for you to have a general idea of what is happening in DECODE. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a great DECODE season.